fast food restaurant when I was growing up, unless we went off post or off base. And so as we're traveling around, I would ask like McDonald's or the staff, where's Burger King? And they'd say, no, let's go somewhere else. And I'm like, what do we need? Right? And so that's what was really funny, because I was the youngest and it always stuck out like, why does this kid want to go to Burger King all the time? That's all the kid knows, right? So I was curious what kind of experience like that sticks out for you.
Well, Mark, I'll stick on the burger theme here. I grew up near Cincinnati, Southern Kentucky, and JTM Burgers. Now, I'm not going to endorse their taste. We'll leave that alone. But that was I can't confirm or deny that. But JTM did a great job of messaging them with the burger this summer. They wrote the patties and they marked it, and it reminds me of summer. Now, a friend of the program, Bubba Burger, which are local here in town, certainly have a whole lot more taste than JTM, but they just did a great job of wrapping themselves around, grilling season and the smell of charcoal and the smell of cookouts and ball games. And I'll always kind of reference JTM when I think of summer and cookouts.
That's awesome. Nate, what comes to mind for you? I'm curious.
Well, for me, growing up in the North, we only had 4 days of summer, so
Really, the most beautiful days.
we only had 4 days. So in those 4 days, they weren't right in a row. They could have been like one every few weeks. But I always remember going with my family to Knoebels Grove, which is it's a theme park. And if anyone is out there listening right now, if you know what I'm talking about with Knoebels Grove, call Mark, call the show right now. I'll have something special for you. But that would always be, it was a fun food and fantasy at Knoebels Amusement Park was their slogan. But every time I would hear that ad, I knew that summer was there. It was an old an old lumber yard that they turned into a theme park, which was big. I mean, it wasn't like Hershey Park, which was another one I was close to. But it was just, you actually paid for the ride, so you didn't have to buy a pass that was like a couple $100, so it was cheap. They had this, whatever. But the Knoebels Grove always made me think of summer when I would see the ads and I would be like, oh, summer's soon here. Finally, I get out of the house.
What was the fun food? What was it?
Fun food fantasy.
Fun food fantasy. Alliteration rhyme.
I listened to the radio, but we lit up when he was talking about that. A little bit earlier in the show, we talked about that positive message that they made. Obviously, theme parks